Right, I'm changing my story, and that is very convenient because today is about stories and about your own story, and it's part of the last video that I did on revision. And the reason why I started off by saying that is because I've put some thought into um, gods and goddesses of my reality, and I'm going back to that. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm not going to go into detail because it's gone, it's done, it's dusted, and I'm moving on. But I put a video out last week, and it was to do with um, people not being very nice, men not being very nice, and how it made me feel. And off the back of all that, I felt like, I really wanted to make it clear that I am a woman's advocate, which I am. I really am. I'm really about women's empowerment, and I'm going for helping my fellow females live their best life. But however, off the back of putting that video out where I was talking about these men not being very nice on social media, the outpour of my beautiful sisters to me in support, as well as my beautiful brothers, which I'm so I feel so heartwarming about, because it made me realise that, and this is another point to this video, and what I want to highlight to you without going on too much, is that we are all one. There is no divide between us. We are one consciousness, and that's what we have to realise and come back to. And this is what I'm coming back to now. This is why I'm not going to change and do what I said in the last video, talking about changing into my goddesses. And I know that you understand this, girls, because you know I'm coming from a place of love, unconditional love, because we've got unconditional love for our sisters and our brothers. So I'm going to keep it as gods and goddesses of your reality, because you really are. You can be, you can do, you can have whatever you want. And this is my message, and this is always going to be my message to you. So that being said, welcome back. This is Nutritious Lives, my beautiful gods and goddesses. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And again, as I say, today's video is about our stories. Hello there, beautiful souls. I hope you're having a wonderful start to the week. So this is a two-part episode. Obviously, this is part one, where I talk about my personal story. And I'm going to attach some video clips from the early days of the Wellbeing Guinea Pig to just emphasise my growth. It's very apparent. And to really just tell you that this is consulting with me, this is how it works. So along route, I would point out to you how you are evolving, changing and growing in confidence, and it's a beautiful thing, and basically glowing up. That's what I intend for you. So I'm going to tell you about my services. I'm a manifestation coach, a life coach, I'm a nutritionalist and supplementation advisor, I'm an EFT practitioner. You can find me on most social media platforms, and my email is nutritiouslives@gmail.com. And quickly before I go, I wanted to just tell you about Wednesday's video. Wednesday's video is going to be a big discount and offer on all of my packages, and that's going to run for the whole of the summer holiday. So I'm very excited about that. But back to today, I hope you get some benefit from part one, and I will see you in part two. Hey, it's Jenny here. I'm going to put out my first YouTube video today. I'm going to discuss with you my personal journey of my mental health and my well-being, nutrition, and everything that I've
learned along my personal journey, and how I've got to a point in my life where I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to help people on their healing journey, learning journey, and hopefully be the type of person that I needed going through my own experiences and going through my struggle. Today I want to talk to you about a really important subject, and that's the hospital that I went into for 6 weeks. The lead up to it, how daunting it was, how leaving my children and my husband at home and me going into a really new environment, and not only was it a bizarre, strange experience for me, but I'd never been away from home for that amount of time, not even when I was well, let alone being highly anxious and depressed.
Essential oils. Now, as you can see, there's an array of different essential oils here. There's just 2 companies that I've been using, and I'm going to tell you how they fit in and which ones I use for what. So I think we'll start at that favourite subject of mine, which is enemas, if you remember from the last video.
Wow, look at the changes there. Oh, that's crazy to my mind, really. Oh, that poor girl that went through so much pain. I've got so much compassion for her. But as you can see in the last video that I added there, you could see my confidence coming in. And I think partly that was to do with that I was talking about enemas as well. You can't keep a straight face when you're talking about enemas. But yeah, it is shocking. And it's so important that we show the same level of love to ourselves that we do to others. So enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you tomorrow.
And it's about revision, and it's about owning labels that don't really serve us. And what I'm going to use is clips, videos from when I first started my YouTube channel. And when I first started the channel, and it was called The Wellbeing Guinea Pig, there was no rhyme or reason for it, in the sense that I did it in a way to self-counsel, almost like an art form, really, to get my feelings out, to channel it in that way. It felt like I was I was investing all that emotion into being able to put it into a video. But when I look back, it's night and day. It's like a different person, but it was still me then. But obviously, I just showed that I had a real lack of confidence and where I was at that point. But the reason why I want to give you these clips and where I was to where I am now is because the change in story. And so from my perspective, my story was, for the last sort of getting on for a decade, is being emotional hardship. After losing my dad, which I've talked about, emotional hardship, victim mentality. Really, that's what it comes down to. I was a victim of my circumstances. I didn't know that I had a choice, and that's my story. That was my story, and I was perpetuating that story of me being a victim, of not knowing how to change my circumstances, of feeling like a lack of control in my whole life. And how we do this, and this was my story, was the story of mental health issues. So and we know that when it comes to the mental health bracket, umbrella, it's vast. There's this diagnosis, there's this label, there's that diagnosis. There's an array of different diagnoses for that what falls under mental health. And I want you to understand that it is all just a label. It's all a label, and it's all a story, and you can change your story at any opportunity. And then, I just want to use examples just so you're clear when it comes to these stories, these labels, and how we can use revision as a tool with all of it, with literally all of it. So, the story that we tell is vast. Our own unique story is vast, whether it comes to being a widow. You lost your husband, and you have put yourself in that story of being someone of who's lost a loved one, and this is your almost like your identity. My stomach's rumbling, sorry if you can hear that. Or you've got rubbish grades at school, so you became a bricklayer. I'm not poo-pooing any job. I'm not saying that, but you've got aspirate. You always dreamt of being, I don't know, bloody hell, astronaut.